Bonjour! We are now moving on to the next portion of lesson 22, which is a review of the passé composé. We've been using the passé composé like on and off since we really went at it pretty hard at the beginning. So this is just review. You should know how to do all of this. We've done it every lesson so far, at least a sentence. So, to review. The passé composé is a past tense composed of two words, a helping verb and a past participle. The helping verb can be either the present tense of être or avoir. Okay? So avoir is the most common helping verb, while être is less common. So, you can see here, we've got helping verb, past participle. So, j'ai visité le Canada. J'ai visité le Canada. I visited Canada. Je suis allé à Québec. Je suis allé à Québec. I went to Quebec. All right, so avoir, when we're using avoir, is the helping verb. Conjugate it for je. And then your past participle is formed according to a pattern. So the verb visiter, since it's an ER verb, I would drop the E and add E acute. For an IR verb, I would drop the IR and add I. And for an RE verb, I would drop the RE and add U. Now, there are a bunch of irregular past participles, and those you just have to memorize. But luckily, you already have. So you just need to jog your memory if you've forgotten. Then, when être is the helping verb, our past participle has to agree in number and gender with the subject. So for me, if I was saying I went to Quebec, I would add an E. Je suis allé à Québec. Okay? Further, Stéphanie a pris le bus. Stéphanie a pris le bus. Stephanie took the bus. Alright? Present tense of avoir. Our past participle is pris. This is irregular. This is the verb prendre, to take. Then, elle est descendue au centre-ville. Elle est descendue au centre-ville. She got off downtown. She got off downtown. And this should have an E, right? Our past participle has to agree with our subject, which is singular and feminine. So it should say descendu with an E. Okay. Les touristes ont visité Paris. Les touristes ont visité Paris. The tourists visited Paris. Avoir, past participle. Ils sont montés à la Tour Eiffel. They got on at the Eiffel Tower, got onto the métro. You can see here, present tense of être, monter agrees with the subject il. Eric m'a téléphoné. Alright, so here we've got a direct object pronoun. Eric called me. So m'a téléphoné goes right before our helping verb. Il n'est pas venu chez moi. Il n'est pas venu chez moi. He didn't come to my house. And you can see here, helping verb is être, past participle of venir is venu. We don't need to add anything because il is singular and masculine. Okay, so a few sentences that kind of sums up everything you know about the passé composé right now. Passé composé of most verbs is formed with avoir, so most verbs use this column. However, the passé composé of several verbs of motion, verbs of coming, going, and staying, you learned them as Vander tramps. You learned them in a big long list. They are formed with être. The past participles of these verbs agree with the subject in number and gender. That's why we're adding E's and S's, if necessary. And then, like what you just learned, the passé composé of reflexive verbs is formed with être as well. So even though they aren't verbs of coming, going, or staying, they're not Vander tramps, they are also formed with être. Alright, that is it. This is all you know about the passé composé. So, for your practice, it's really simple. It's just don't look at the key. Get out of there. It's just a really simple practice for using the passé composé. So all of these should have at least 2 words, right? Your helping verb and your past participle. Some of them will also have like the rest of the finished sentence that you need to finish out. So for example, played tennis. So let's just do that one together. Played tennis. I know that the verb for to play is jouer. Okay, so I know that it uses avoir as the helping verb. So I'll conjugate avoir for Marthe, which is a woman's name. So it's singular and feminine, a. Okay, then jouer. Jouer has a regular past participle. It's an ER verb. So I'm going to drop that ER and add E acute. Marthe a joué. And then I just need to say she played tennis. So if I'm thinking back to French 1, I know it's jouer a sport or a game, jouer de, a musical instrument. So I'm going to want to say jouer au tennis. Marthe a joué au tennis. Marthe played tennis. That's all you're doing. You're just going through these. Make sure you pay attention when you're doing them. If any of them are Vandertramps. Hint, only one of them is. Only one of these will use être as the helping verb. You also did a lot of practice with this in the last practice you did for Unit 5. You practiced sort of, is this a Vandertramp? Is it normal? Is it reflexive? So this should be easy compared to that. If you have any questions, let me know, and au revoir!